Hi, Erik Reichers here at the Echobar recording studios, and I have our good friends from LEWITT here at the studio with us. And I've been using LEWITT microphones for a very long time, 10 years plus. I use them on all the projects that I've been recording over the past several years. And got a chance to catch up with them at NAMM, and they introduced us to a Project 1040, and this is a new microphone that they're developing. It's not available yet, but what they're doing is bringing it around to engineers to get some feedback and learn a little bit more about the product and hopefully refine it and make it into something that's going to be great for a lot of people to use for a lot of different reasons. This is a control module here, and this is a prototype, so this isn't the way it's going to end up looking at the end, but it's got the features on it that we need. It's got 4 different tonal characteristics that we can go through. It's got a clear setting, a warm setting, saturated, and a dark setting, and those settings only affect the tube. Isn't that right, Moritz?
That's correct. So these are 4 different tube characteristics, while the mic also offers a super accurate FET signal path. Right. That is not affected at all by these. It's just in the tube signal path. Great.
So we've got our vocalist in the booth, Kia, and she's going to sing for us a little bit. And what we're doing right now is we're recording actually the FET signal and the tube signal at the same time. Now, the mic itself gives you the option to do similar to the 940. You can dial in a blend of the FET or the tube, or completely one or completely the other. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and just track both complete tube and the complete FET, and we'll be able to listen to that and make some decisions on how we feel about that. So, all right. Kia, you ready to give us a whirl here?
Yes, let's go.
Mm-hmm. All right, here we go.
I've been dancing with the wolves in my head, painting pictures of confusion in my mad, underestimating all the rules I've said. I've been craving for Somalis, acting strange, I call it funny. I'm trapped in illusion again. I see no barriers in front of me, just possibilities. So baby, here I am, 2 steps ahead, 1 to the left. Dr. Bishop told me you should think ahead. I get what you want, I get what you want, I get it. I'm the king, I'm the queen, I'm the sender I receive. I'm the patient, I'm the doctor, I'm the knight in shining armor. I'm the bishop that informs you, I'm the pawn that adores you. I am me.
Sound great. Cool. So just so we have something to quickly compare it to, can we switch it over to let's go to the dark setting right away. And let's do that same take again, Kia, if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course.
I've been dancing with the wolves in my head, painting pictures of confusion in my mad, underestimating all the rules I've said. I've been craving for Somalis, acting strange, I call it funny. I'm trapped in illusion again. I see no barriers in front of me, just possibilities. So baby, here I am, 2 steps ahead, 1 to the left. Dr. Bishop told me you should think ahead. I get what you want, I get what you want, I get it. I'm the king, I'm the queen, I'm the sender I receive. I'm the patient, I'm the doctor, I'm the knight in shining armor. I'm the bishop that informs you, I'm the pawn that adores you. I am me.
I gotta say, I think that's pretty noticeable. The dark setting to my ear, that almost just gives you It's just more girthy. Kia, you sound a lot bigger like that in my mind.
It feels like that too.
Yeah. The clear setting for your voice, it was light, but it was a little thin for you. And as soon as we swapped it over to the dark, it was so much more robust, which I think is great. That sounded really nice. I like that a lot. Should we try it on the warm setting? Let's do it.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so Moritz, on this setting, the warm setting, can you explain a little bit about what's happening in the tube circuit without getting too crazy, or does it?
Let's maybe listen first, because I don't want to kind of influence.
Okay, fair enough. All right, Kia, here we go.
All right.
I've been dancing with the wolves in my head, painting pictures of confusion. Am I mad? Underestimating all the rules I've said. I've been craving for Somalis, acting strange or call it funny. I'm trapped in illusion again. I see no barriers in front of me, just possibilities. So baby, here I am. 2 steps ahead, 1 to the left. Dr. Bishop told me you should think ahead. I get what you want, I get what you want, I get it. I'm the king, I'm the queen, I'm the sender I receive. I'm the patient, I'm the doctor, I'm the knight in shining armor. I'm the bishop that informs you, I'm the pawn that adores ya. I am me.
So that's almost like the best of both worlds right there. It was clear, but it also had that just that more robust part down on the bottom. But it wasn't as rolled off in the highs as the dark setting was. So far, the warm setting for your voice was my favorite.
Yeah.
I think that was great. That was really great. We have another. Well, can you tell us a little bit about what's happening now in front of the tube now that we've had a listen to that?
Yeah. So it's really that we have 4 different signal paths, and they kind of change the tone, but also the dynamics a little bit.
Okay.
So it's also level dependent. So you get, for example, in saturated, you lose a little bit of transient response, because that kind of gets a little bit smoothed out.
Yeah. You're driving the tube more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with all these characteristics, it's really where we started to look. Let's say, picture a glowing tube, and then you think maybe of a warm sound. Somebody else thinks of a hi-fi, clear sound, and we kind of went through all these different notions what a great sounding tube microphone can be. And then we set our engineers with the challenge to kind of make the different circuits to kind of reflect these different notions of a good sounding tube mic.
Right. Great. Well, like I said, the warm setting for you, Kia, I thought sounded the best.
It felt really comfortable.
Yeah, there was enough high-end sparkle up on top, but it wasn't thinned out kind of the way it felt like with the clear setting, but it wasn't as dark as the dark setting. It kind of had all the best of those both worlds there. So we've got the saturated now. I think for this song, it'll be interesting to see what this does for you on the track. And I know we've got another vocalist that's going to come in after you, and she's got a rock track that I think it might be really exciting for. But we'll try it on you anyway. It might not be the most ideal tone for this, but let's give it a whirl.
All right.
Let me label up the tracks real quick, and we'll do it.
Did you make mention of the signal chain you're going through?
I didn't. And yeah, just for everybody out there, the preamps that I'm using are the AEA RPQ 500s, and then I am touching just a little bit with the OPTO compressors from my Shadow Hills mastering compressor. Not using the discrete, just a little bit of OPTO. I mean, we're doing maybe a dB, so it's very, very subtle. So, all right, Kia,
Yes.
here we go.
All right.
I've been dancing with the wolves in my head, painting pictures of confusion. Am I mad? Underestimating all the rules I've said. I've been craving for Somalis, acting strange, I call it funny. I'm trapped in illusion again. I see no barriers in front of me, just possibilities. So baby, here I am. 2 steps ahead, 1 to the left. Dr. Bishop told me you should think ahead. I get what you want, I get what you want, I get it. I'm the king, I'm the queen, I'm the sender I receive. I'm the patient, I'm the doctor, I'm the knight in shining armor. I'm the bishop that informs you, I'm the pawn that adores ya. I am me.
So that's interesting. It definitely, you hear some of that harmonic distortion come out, and actually brings a little, it brings your voice a little more forward in the track. It jumps out more. I wonder how hard you can push that saturation on the settings. You'd mentioned something about the pad changing how much drive is going into the tube. So can you talk a little bit about that?
So right now we have the pad on 0 dB, so the capsule operates with the full polarization voltage,
Right.
I think 120 volts. And if we lower or if we put the pad on, let's say, -6 dB, we lower that by half, so there's less signal going into the tube. So we lower the saturation.
So this is the most saturation we can get with these current settings that we have.
Well, it is dependent on the
And
level.
how hard she's pushing too,
Yes,
right? Okay.
exactly. So that's the challenge here also during development, find the right setting, because we also experienced that if somebody has a really loud voice, it's too much.
Right.
And that's something we're not building a guitar pedal here.
Right.
I think this works out beautifully right now.
Yeah. I didn't mind it either. It definitely has, like I said, it felt like it brought all your mid-range forward to me. It felt like you were closer in the speakers to my ear.
At the same
Yeah, you didn't move from the mic, so it's interesting for sure.
And there is also interesting to play with the blend between FET and tube.
Sure. And we've been monitoring this whole time. We've been monitoring just the tube side, even though we've been tracking both the FET and the tube. So what we've been listening to in here has just been the tube. I haven't gone back and listened to the FET, obviously. So it'd be interesting to hear the different takes. But I suppose we could do one more take where maybe we do a track where we blend the two. So how does that work on the output of the mic? Because we have 2 outputs. When you blend this here, what happens on our 2 different outputs?
So the FET channel always stays on the FET.
It's always going to be FET no matter what you do here.
No matter what you do here.
Okay.
Or what you do here with
Okay.
the different tube characteristics.
Right.
And then on the mix output, you kind of get like the hybrid tube FET sound.
Okay.
So if you put it all the way, on the tube setting, that's just the tube.
Okay.
If you put it half, you get 50%
Okay.
FET, 50% tube.
Well, let's do that. Let's try one like this. I'll make one more track here, and we'll call it the blended track. 50% tube and then 50% FET, and we'll leave it on the saturated setting and see what we get.
I've been dancing with the wolves in my head, painting pictures of confusion. Am I mad? Underestimating all the rules I've said. I've been craving for Somalis, acting strange, I call it funny. I'm trapped in illusion again. I see no barriers in front of me, just possibilities. So baby, here I am. 2 steps ahead, 1 to the left. Dr. Bishop told me you should think ahead. I get what you want, I get what you want, I get it. I'm the king, I'm the queen, I'm the sender I receive. I'm the patient, I'm the doctor, I'm the knight in shining armor. I'm the bishop that informs you, I'm the pawn that adores ya. I am me.
So it's there. It's definitely, you can hear a little bit of the saturation, but it's more, it's diminished more than when it was just completely on the tube and we had it just on the saturated level. I think I'm somewhere in between on the one I liked the most, which was the just fully saturated with you, Kia, just because of the way that mid-range jumped out. But I could see how you could use this in a different application, perhaps with a different singer, or even just a different song. Like this song, the way you sing it, it's.
I had to bump it up the volume here.
Did you?
Yeah, because the microphone really, like, I heard myself back pretty soft in this one, so it
Oh,
threw me
did
off
you?
a little bit.
Yeah, that could have been on my end, Kia, actually, because I think I might have had you monitoring 2 signals at once prior to this, so
Okay.
that might have been on me. But yeah, I think it's very versatile. You've got a lot of versatile settings on the mic, so you've got a lot of things you can do depending on the song that you're tracking. And be interesting too if we can get Bob down here and he can play some guitar for us too, just to check that out on something other than a vocal as well.
I mean, this was really the initial vision behind it, that you kind of can adapt to different sound sources, different songs, different singers, different instruments, kind of to avoid the situation of, swapping out mics, interrupting the session. And that's also why we built the remote that is, all here, where you can listen.
I love that you can change it from here and we don't have to run in there and harass Kia and be like, hey, I'm just going to switch the mic. Yeah.
I think
That's great.
we could try 1 or 2 more things.
Okay.
Gets overlooked sometimes, but actually the polar pattern has quite some impact on the sound characteristic as well. So should we try those as well?
Yeah, let's put it on let's go full tube again, I think, and then we'll leave it on the saturated setting. Did you have a preference on the ones that we did?
I'm debating between the warm setting and the saturated.
Yeah.
I like them both.
Yeah.
But I feel like the saturated, it almost sounds like it's compressed, so it's like really in your face, which I love.
You love that, yeah. No, it's very nice. So Kia, I guess what we're going to do now is we're going to switch the polar pattern on the mic. So we were on cardioid, and we're going to switch it to figure 8. Now, what figure 8 does is it builds up, you can get more proximity effects, so you'll get more low-end response in the microphone. So we're going to check that out on the saturated setting and then maybe also on the clear. I'd kind of like to hear it on the clear as well, because I think the one thing I heard immediately was when we went from the clear down to the dark setting was it seemed like it was just bigger on the bottom. So I kind of wonder what it would be like if we'll try the saturated on figure 8 and then maybe we'll try the clear on figure 8 and just see what that sounds like. So we'll do saturated first. All right, here we go.
I've been dancing with the wolves in my head, painting pictures of confusion. Am I mad? Underestimating all the rules I've said. I've been craving for Somalis, acting strange, I call it funny. I'm trapped in illusion again. I see no barriers in front of me, just possibilities. So baby, here I am. 2 steps ahead, 1 to the left. Dr. Bishop told me you should think ahead. I get what you want, I get what you want, I get it. I'm the king, I'm the queen, I'm the sender I receive. I'm the patient, I'm the doctor, I'm the knight in shining armor. I'm the bishop that informs you, I'm the pawn that adores ya. I am me.
Well, that one was a little more subtle, but I don't feel like it was as full in the mid-range as when we had it on cardioid. I don't feel like it jumped out as much as it did when we had it on cardioid. So, and that could just be an anomaly of the booth that she's in too, because obviously the backside of the microphone is picking up the sound of the booth in there as well. But didn't seem like to my ear jumped out quite as nice as the cardioid pattern with the saturated on. But what did you think about that?
Same, actually.
Yeah.
I prefer the saturated with the cardioid.
Yeah, yeah. Let's try one more. Let's put it on the clear setting.
Okay.
And we're going to keep it on figure 8, and then we'll see what that sounds like.
I've been dancing with the wolves in my head, painting pictures of confusion. Am I mad? Underestimating all the rules I've said. I've been craving for Somalis, acting strange, I call it funny. I'm trapped in illusion again. I see no barriers in front of me, just possibilities. So baby, here I am. 2 steps ahead, 1 to the left. Dr. Bishop told me you should think ahead. I get what you want, I get what you want, I get it. I'm the king, I'm the queen, I'm the sender, I receive. I'm the patient, I'm the doctor, I'm the knight in shining armor. I'm the bishop that informs you, I'm the pawn that adores ya. I am me.
Yeah, so, okay, definitely can hear the low end more on the figure 8 pattern on the clear setting versus when we had it on the cardioid, to my ear. I think that magic setting that we found for you was either the dark or the saturated, or no, that was the warm. It was the warm setting or the saturated. But I could see with other vocalists, there are vocalists that can have too much raspiness in their voice sometimes, and you might want to steer away from the saturated, and you might need some clarity, you know.
Yeah.
But that gave us some more body in the bottom by just having that, taking advantage of the proximity effect on the figure 8 pattern. So yeah, I like that. That's great. It's great that you have that versatility to be able to choose from.
I think what we found, for example, with the saturated, like bass-heavy applications, like an upright bass, something like this, works really, really well. Sure. And the dark can sometimes be a little bit of a safety net if something is overly bright. I mean, not necessarily only if something is too bright, but if that would be the case, then it helps kind of to smooth it out, make it a little bit more pleasant.
Oh, I think it's great.
Which obviously with her voice is not necessary.
No, not with her voice.
But
no.
It came in handy when we were testing, different voices.
Yeah, 100% on even bass instruments, like you said. I mean, a lot of times just to get things to poke out of the mix, you'll add additional saturation or some distortion on some low frequency things to get it to poke out. So it's great that we can get it right here from the source. So that's great. Wow. I mean, we've got a lot of versatility, a lot of different tool sets in this one microphone package. So I'll be excited to see you guys keep on developing it and getting it completed to where it's out in the market. Yeah. Yeah.
And any input from your side? I think what we're really looking for is also now, are they distinct enough?
They jumped out to me right away. I didn't feel like I was straining to hear the difference. I mean, I thought it was pretty clear right away, just on her, as we went kind of down the list here. It wasn't like that was a little subtle. It seemed pretty drastic to me, and I think that's great because in my mind I'm starting to think, okay, well, this is just one vocalist, and we have lots of different vocals, a lot of different song styles. And so it's great to just have that tool set. But yeah, absolutely. I don't think you guys are splitting the hairs on a gnat. It's very it's definitely very obvious, different and great things to be able to choose from. So yeah. Should we have another vocalist come in and let's just see how it compares? We've had one source. Kia, thank you so much for participating.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.